good afternoon, and here we are. We are live, hurrah! Live with Lindsay from Liberry Therapies. I can't say it, but is that right?
Livery therapies.
Liberry Therapies. Who I've known for about a year and a bit, I suppose,
Oh
through
yeah.
Karen and boot camp and things like that. So, which is we've just been having a chat about how fantastic that has been for us and memories. But that's not what we're here about today. We're here to learn more about Lindsay and her business and her journey and what she does and how she can help us and all those kind of good and lovely things, which is what we do. For those of you who are newer to the group, something we do about once a month. If you join Lindsay's group, you'll be doing it a bit more often than that. But we do it once a month, and we just get to know a member a bit better as part of our Llama Rama Social Friday. And don't ask where the whole llama thing came from, but
I'm glad you said that, Kat, because I was going to say I don't understand it. But
right, okay. So I will tell the llama story again just before we get started
yes,
anew.
please.
So in Karen Yates's Ideas into Action Club, we were doing the Facebook challenge. Oh no, the customer avatar challenge. The customer avatar challenge, because it's when I joined the group, so it was within there, and we were challenged to do a Facebook Live as our exercise of the day. And I was sitting there and I was doing this right with my pen, and it happened. It isn't. This is a pink pen. It happened to be my llama pen. And so he was kind of going backwards and forwards across the screen. And it just kind of took off from there. And then people buy me llamas, people make me llamas. Anyway. And so it just became Llama Rama Friday because why not? Why not? Anyway, this is about you. So tell us all about you and your business. And so how long have you been going?
Well, Liberty Therapies itself have been going for about, officially 4 or 5 years. But in a sense of me doing what it is that I do, which I'll explain in a minute, it's been like for years. Years and years and years. And I've done, I am a qualified clinical hypnotherapist. I do EFT, which is tapping.
Mm-hmm.
I do mindfulness. I do Reiki. I do everything. And I guess I started my journey when I was 17. And I was at school. I hated school, loathed it with a passion. And I didn't know what I was going to be doing after school. And my parents said, no, you've got to get qualifications. There's no way I've got qualifications. But come on, I was the person on the green corridor because I was talking, I've never stopped. And so
it's 5 o'clock now. We're still going. Yeah.
I know I'll try and get really quickly into this, but this is so unlike me,
Yeah.
And my parents, my dad got me a job with a friend of his, a travel agent, and he said, you're going to go and do that. So off I went for a week. Well, the guy there, I'm 17, the guy wanted me to go to London, to suss out a hotel. And that was it. I thought, no, I can't do that. So exactly. So I tracked it in. I went back. I said to my dad, I can't work there. At the time, I couldn't tell him what it was about. And he said, no, you've got to go back. Went back. The guy said, no, you've got to, you're finished. So I saw this advert in our local paper for nursing. And I thought, oh, that'll do. So I went in. That was exactly it. Because I had no idea what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I sat the exam. I didn't tell my parents. I sat the little entry exam. And then I went home and I said to them, well, Ronald K won't take me back in the travel agency, but I'm going to be a nurse. And that's how it started. I've gone from that to yoga teacher, to teaching aerobics, and just the whole lot. So really from when I was 17, I have worked with people and love working with people. I enjoy seeing how they progress. And my mission, if you want to call it that right now, is to show everybody that we don't need to live by default. And by that, I mean, we don't need to, our thoughts are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm surprised I've not said that to you before at Karen's boot camps, because I'm constantly out there.
Mm.
Because when you live by default, you are waking up in the morning and thinking, I've got to go and do this. I've got to go and do that. I've got to speak to such a person and that. And it's like, step back and say, do I really want to do that? And a little inner voice will go, no, because 9 times out of 10, you don't. But what it is your mind telling you, literally telling you what to do. And telling you what to do. And it's used to, it knows, or it feels it knows that what you do in your day is going to keep you safe. And that can be anything. And if you're in the world of energy, if you're in the world of psychoanalysts and the rest, you will understand that it is all to do with the subconscious mind. That is a part of it. We are prone, we have to follow what our subconscious mind says to us. But in this day and age, we know we don't need to. We can change those thoughts so we don't live by being controlled. And to do that, first of all, you've got to be aware that you are doing something that you might not want to do. And Kat, tell me something that you do that you don't want to do.
Not much these days. there's not much that I do now. I'm even trying to think of something that I used to do in the past. But I suppose anybody who's what I was thinking when you were saying that is that feeling that you used to get when you were employed on a Sunday night when you thought, oh, I've got to get up and go to work and do a week's work, where now sometimes I kind of think, oh, the alarm's going to be going off early tomorrow morning, but I don't have the same inner, but where you're being driven by having to, work to somebody else's timetable and all that kind of thing. But,
absolutely. You've hit it there in that we don't need to do that. Luckily, a lot of people are quite happy getting up and going and doing the stuff. Otherwise, we would not have anybody in our shops. Yes. Everybody be way off doing their own things.
Very, very shortly after I set up my own business, I had to go and do a training course, and I went to a place down south, and it was a massive building where people were all coming in with their their lanyard and touching in and going in, so at 10 to 9 the place was heaving with people coming and going, all the rest of it. And I just thought, oh, I've left all that behind. Oh, that's really rather nice. But it did occur to me, I remember thinking, but we need people who are still going to do that, because we can't all be entrepreneurs. It's just, it's not possible. And we can't all do that. But and there are people who like that security.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But having said all that, we do have to change our mind thinking, because there's a lot of things going automative, like the banks, for example. There's a lot, all around me and all around the little villages and towns, they're closing the banks. And because a lot of us are going online to do our work. So those people that were working in those banks now have to find other work. Now, maybe some of them in there haven't been happy getting up first thing in the morning and going off and having to do what they have to do. And it's really good. We've all been, you, Kat, and myself, have all been in situations where we've been forced to change our thinking. And you can either fall by the wayside, or you can get up and just keep trucking. Maybe after a little while of sitting in the corner and going, oh my God, because we're human. Yeah. But that's the gist of it, that we don't need to by default. And one way that, of course, it doesn't happen overnight that you can change. It doesn't. But one thing that I always say to people, that if they are in a situation, that horrible feeling that you had on Sunday night, and that feeling in there is your body releasing various chemicals, but it does that because it's used to it. You are used to it. So when you do feel a sense like that, this horrible dread, a little trick is to start thinking about something else straight away. Don't home in on that feeling, because the more you home in on that feeling, it just gets worse and worse and worse. But if you have, let's go back to waking up to Sunday night, and you're thinking about it. If anybody's in that situation, what you would do is, if you can't get outside, that's my first thing. Get outside, even if it's into your if you've got a garden or cement, doesn't matter what it is. And if you can take your shoes off, so your feet are touching the bare earth, because literally the energies from the earth draw out negative energies out of your body. If you can do that, fabulous. If you can stamp as well, like the seagulls do, excellent. You often see me in my garden doing this. God knows what the neighbours think, but I've given up thinking.
Oh, I like this. I've not tried that. I'm going to try that next time. I'm stamping like a seagull. Love it.
Stamp like a seagull, yeah. And at the same time, you can, because I do EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. Which is
I was just about to ask you about EFT because I only have a very, very superficial knowledge of it. So is it appropriate for you to dive into that now, or do you want to?
God, absolutely, yeah.
All right, go for it. Go for it, because I think it's something potentially that people who haven't come across it before are going to be really interested in.
Yeah, EFT is emotional freedom technique. That's the whole name of it. But I mean, and literally it is a technique that can change your emotions. A lot of people might know it as tapping, because it literally is tapping with your fingers.
Yeah.
And it is like acupuncture without needles. Because what we're doing, we're tapping on the ends of meridians. And meridians are an energetic system in the body that they're like roads. They're like your blood, where your cardiovascular system moves the blood around. That's a physical, but the meridians are energetic. So why don't we just have a little play?
Good. So, I was hoping you're going to say that, because I have tried it once a long time ago, but yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is to just think of something, the first thing that comes into your head, in a situation that you'd like to change, or anything. Just the first thing that comes into your head. You don't need to tell me.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to think about in your body where you feel that. Can you? You don't need to tell me anything. You can just say yes or no. Where you can feel that, right? Okay. So now what you're doing, you've honed in on that. So what's happening now in your brain? There's all these little neurons firing up. So we're going to change that energetic system. So begin by just taking one hand, doesn't matter which hand, and then the fingers of the other hand. What we're going to be doing is, getting to the camera, is just tapping, literally tapping. That's it. And it's good to tap with the actual pads of the fingers, because there's so many nerves in there. And you just tap. Yeah, can you feel that? And sometimes when you do it straight away, you can actually feel a sensation in your body just doing that, almost immediately. So we'll just very quickly do a round just to show you what EFT or tapping is about. And we have 3 statements that we say at the beginning. And you repeat after me what I say. You don't need to think about them, just repeat them. So I'm going to start with, even though start again. Even though I have these feelings.
Even though I have these feelings.
These feelings in my body.
These feelings in my body.
These feelings that don't feel good.
These feelings that don't feel good.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm going to do that again. So even though I can feel these feelings.
I can feel these feelings.
They're in my body.
They're in my body.
They're a part of me.
They're part of me.
And I don't really want them to be a part of me.
I don't want them to be a part of me.
Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Last time. So even though these feelings are a part of me.
These feelings are a part of me.
And it's my body speaking to me.
And it's my body speaking to me.
In a really strange way, I know.
In a really strange way. I know.
They're a part of me,
They're a part of me.
and I'm okay.
And I'm okay.
All right, so you take two fingers, two or more fingers, and I usually have two because three is a bit too much. And what we're going to be doing, I need to take these off. Can't see a thing, but no matter. And you just take two, and you begin at the eyebrow, begin at the eyebrow, just where the hair starts, and just tap. You can feel the bone, yeah?
Yeah.
And then just repeat after me, these feelings in my body.
These feelings in my body.
And then go to the side of the eye, just right to the side. Not over in the temple, but right to the side. These feelings.
These feelings.
And then under your eye, just at the bone, at the top of your cheek,
Oh, yeah.
these feelings.
These feelings.
And then under your nose, these feelings.
These feelings.
To the chin, these feelings.
These feelings.
And then the collarbone, just tap these feelings.
These feelings.
Under your arm, these feelings. And then to the top of your head, these feelings.
These feelings.
And then take a lovely deep breath in, breathing in and out. Now I want you to home in on those feelings, and I want you to tell me, have they moved?
Yes. Yes, I'm feeling much calmer, definitely.
That's very short. Let's just finish that off nicely by taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, allow those feelings to settle. And then for the last time, taking a lovely deep breath in, breathing in. And as you breathe out, allow those feelings to be at one with you. And if they want to move out of your body, that's okay. They're allowed. And open your eyes when you feel ready.
Much lower down. If they're there at all, it was up here and it's much lower down now.
That's
Definitely moved. Yeah.
And you know, by doing, I mean, they've done you know, on war veterans successful with this. And for yourself, if you are at home yourself, and if you're finding things really good, all you need to do is, you know, just tap there. You don't need to do the whole round, and you can go around and whinge and whine and shout and scream and everything at the same time as doing this, instead of doing it without doing that. And it is working to help move those blocked energies, those energies that we don't want.
Oh, I like that. That's very nice. As you know, and as some of the people who know who have been through this process, I asked you to fill in a questionnaire, just so that I've got a little bit of background before we start the conversation. So one of the things that I kind of picked up on that you'd said was about confidence coaching, which I was also interested in as well. So tell me a little bit more about the confidence coaching.
Yeah, well, I call myself the awesome confidence coach. And that was through Karen, because we had to give ourselves a name and stuff. And I came up with that, and I thought, don't be ridiculous. I thought, oh, excuse me, we're all awesome, you know, yeah. And so that came about. It is a series I will work through with people, but because I have experience and qualifications in so much, I actually found it really hard to think, right, what am I going to do? Am I going to stick with hypnotherapy or with that? And I couldn't, because I love them all. So I thought, right, well, confidence, because confidence comes in so many different ways. And so if somebody comes to me for a confidence session, or a course or some such, then I will use my intuition. I will feel what they need. What would help them to be confident. So it's very much a one-on-one, and there's no whatever it says, you know, for one person. So that's what it is, yeah. And doing Facebook Lives, this is what my challenge next week, my 5-day challenge, Facebook Live challenge, is about. It's not just going on and carrying a video and doing a video like this or a Facebook. When you see yourself, when you feel yourself, and you think, oh my God, I've done that. You know, it's wow, it's a fabulous feeling.
Yes.
So that's yeah. I mean, that's in a nutshell. That's the awesome confidence coach.
I think I was at the boot camp where you first said it.
Yes.
But it's good, and it's memorable as well. And yes, I know that we're all awesome, but we're all awesome in different ways. So that's your way for being awesome. So that's absolutely fine. Yeah.
And Kat, I don't want to hear any buts there.
Oh,
we're all
sorry.
awesome,
Did I say
but yeah, we're awesome. Every single
awesome.
person is.
Awesome.
We are,
and we're all awesome in different ways. So
yeah.
So I think that's it. We'll draw a close to it there, unless there's anything else you particularly want to share with us.
God, I can go on forever.
Well, I know exactly, and we could probably. I just no, we didn't talk about your challenges. Because do we need to talk about your challenges? And I think I'd rather end on a more positive note, really. But you've had some health challenges, and
my life challenges. Yeah. But they have, they really have. I've got 2 hip replacements, full hip replacements.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm going to introduce, and I've said this for long enough, pranticize.
Oh.
Yes, and that is an exercise, literally just prancing about, and it's a bit like silent exercise. So my point there is that even though, I'm nearly 70, a couple of years' time I'll be 70, but
God.
but you see,
no, really?
But we can do that. It's an attitude of mind.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So my hip replacements are I just think of myself as a bionic woman.
Absolutely. So you set the sensors off at airports?
No. Thank God. I tell you what, when I first had my hip, I thought, oh God, this is going to be awful. But no, I don't know what it is. It's just something that it's just not made from what
that's
triggers
good.
Off everything.
Excellent. So, but that's I mean, and that's the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, I would like to say a hip replacement's a fairly commonplace thing, but it is relatively, these days it's a relative commonplace thing.
It is,
and it does seem to give people an entirely new lease of life as well. Because you were in a lot of pain before you.
I had a whole year of chronic pain, and that was 24/7. It was just awful. And then the second that you have your operation, I mean, I'm in the recovery room actually. How good it is. It was up at the Borders General in Melrose, and I'm talking to the guys who are looking after me. We're talking about dream control.
Oh,
yes.
We could have another hour on that. Yeah.
but that's how efficient they are now when it comes to operations. And like I said, it's attitude of mind.
Yes. Oh, definitely. My sister, who we lost not last year, the year before, she was a physiotherapist, and she used to be on call, to get hip replacement patients out of bed. And if they'd had their operation in the morning, they were up in the afternoon walking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And the next day they're doing stairs, I mean, there just was no, you know what the physios are like.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Bless her, my dear departed sister. Yes. But yes, it's and I had another friend. She had a sister who was a physiotherapist. She used to call her a physical terrorist.
I like that.
But yes, it is, and I mean, just the same thing even with childbirth. It used to be you lay in bed for 14 days, didn't you? And
now, my mum did.
Yeah, my mum did. I had a section with my first child, and I'm lying in bed the next morning thinking, I'm terrified to move. And the woman in the bed opposite, who'd also had one, she just leapt out of bed and started outside. Well, it's obviously possible. I'll do that too.
Great.
Oh, clearly you're just meant to get up and get on with it. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
And it's so much better for us as well.
I know.
To get up and moving.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you see, if you ever watch any of these programs on television where they're doing surgery on animals, and they do things like knee replacements and hip replacements and all sorts of things on animals now, don't they? and the animal doesn't know to be scared, because that's all it is fear. You think you're going to hurt yourself. So they just get up. So they have to crate them, don't they, to stop them from just bounding around the room.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, because they don't know.
They don't know. They're just like, oh well, oh right, that's fixed. So they give them a new leg or something, and they're just like, oh well, I'm off. Anyway, Lindsay, it's been an absolute pleasure, as I knew it would be. I'm so glad you agreed to do this, because I knew it would be fun. And hopefully everybody else has enjoyed it as much as we have, because I always enjoy these. I always have a great time. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I will hopefully come and reciprocate for you in the Now group. And
yes, I don't have you down, actually.
No, I don't think you do. I keep looking at it and just thinking I must contact you. So here we are. So get me in the schedule.
I will.
And yes, if anybody, they have to be female though, don't they? If anybody's watching who wants to join Lindsay's group, if you've posted the link, have you, or put the,
not yet. I will add that.
Put the link for people to join Lindsay's group. And she also runs actual physical face-to-face people in a room networking as well in Edinburgh, which I also haven't got to yet, but I will do. I will get to that as well. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you to everybody who joined us, and we'll see you all very soon.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.